Season 2 of The Boys is wrapped up with crazy revelations like finding out who Bubblegum Pop is. So here are Season 3 predictions. Speaking of Victoria Neuman, it seems likely to me that, similar to Vic the Vought from the comics, she's actually in the pocket of Vought. This way, Vought was able to play both sides of the political spectrum and have corrupt politicians employed by them under both banners.
I think the boys are going to somehow continue operating as a unit. I think Hughie is going to work for Neuman now, but I don't think he'll be, totally cut off from them. They're going to be officially on the CIA's payroll. Mother's Milk is no longer a fugitive, and Frenchie has re-earned everybody's trust, because remember, one of the reasons they broke up originally was Frenchie's failure to watch Lamplighter, which resulted in Mallory's grandkids being killed. That all has been resolved. He has redeemed himself, and so Mother's Milk and Frenchie's beef is over. I think by the end of the season, they're all closer than ever. They've experienced this tragic series of events together. So I think we're going to get more of all that good chemistry between them all.
Something I'm wondering and how will play out in next season is that Homelander knows at this point that Vought betrayed him, because he flew in to go see where Ryan was, and it was Vought soldiers who were clearly, he overheard them say butcher. So
that's
I
true.
wonder, so I wonder if that's going to create tension now, a real tension next season between Homelander and Vought as a whole, where his end scene is him masturbating over the city, saying he can do whatever he wants. So I wonder if he's going to start his own faction and actually branch away from Vought, which I think, from everything I understand from the comics, would be totally different. But I wonder if that's what it's leading to.
That is kind of what happens in the comics. He does wind up going behind Vaught's back, forming a faction of supes who think they shouldn't be taking orders from anyone anymore. And staging a coup. So, it does seem like the show is going in a similar direction.
Mike, I just predicted the comics without even knowing.
Good job, Dave. I would say that's a likely direction for things to go. I also want to point out that we never saw Cindy again. Cindy, of course, was the soup experimental patient at Sage Grove who had the crazy making people implode power. And the last we saw her, she was hitchhiking down the road, so she is still out there somewhere.
Yeah, for how many comments I saw related to it, it seemed like she served as a really good red herring this season for who Bubblegum Pop would be.
They could always do the thing in the future where the boys get some diluted version of Compound V injected into themselves. At first, I kind of thought that would be Lamplighter's role in this season, since he was working with the experimental version of it at Sage Grove. That might be the reason for introducing him into the story would be to give the doses to the boys to put them on an even footing. But obviously that went up in flames. So
I'm curious to see where A-Train's arc will be next season, because while he did the right thing this season, it was very selfish and personally motivated, as opposed to because it was the right thing. So I wonder if next season he will end up kind of helping out the boys with things, or if, again, it'll just be self-serving, whatever keeps him in the 7, that sort of thing. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of the 7, Homelander knows that Starlight has been working against him. Queen Maeve is blackmailing him, and they're all more or less openly hostile toward one another now, and yet even by the end of this season, they're already back to presenting this public face of being a team and a family. So things are going to be more fraught than ever at Vought Tower.
Those were our Season 3 predictions so far. What do you think we can expect to see in Season 3? Let us know in the comments below, and if you missed it, check out our Season 2 breakdowns and Easter eggs all live on GameSpot Universe. Later, guys.